8, looking down at center stage. 2:11 p.m. Eastern, which is also ship time. So, busy day at sea. Ship is moving a little bit here and there. Kind of see in the background of the camera, maybe it's a little blown out. You might be able to see in the background of the camera through the glass there at center stage. Got some big waves. So, if you stand back on deck 8, you can kind of see the pitch and roll of the ship, and it's a good visual representation of how much the ship is moving, and you can feel it, because you can feel the whole thing kind of doing this. Picked out our photos, just a couple that we're purchasing. It was kind of cool. You could digitally download them to your phone through the Carnival app. Carnival app, the Hub app, is pretty useful. So we did that. You can see pixels directly behind me up here on deck 8. It's a pretty big area. It goes all the way back towards Bar Della Rosa, or whatever that is, back here on deck 8. They did a Groove for St. Jude deal on Lido earlier around lunchtime. So if you donated $10 to your stateroom, you get a St. Jude t-shirt. So we got 2 of those. So that was kind of cool. And see, I finally had a hamburger at Guy's Burger Joint, which was very, very good. Maria had Blue Iguana Cantina again for lunch. So we both have done Blue Iguana Cantina like several different times. You sitting there? Deal out of the way here. Forgot to bring the protective case for it. So. Yep, so they got the if I shrink this thing too much, then I can't see what I'm looking at over here. Here we go. It's a small picture, but that kind of tells me everything. Make sure that doesn't fall off the edge there. I've got my rear camera facing pixels back here behind us. Hopefully that picks up, and then. So they stopped the show 2 nights ago. They were doing the Vegas show. We found out from talking to one of the technicians earlier. So the automation system that controls the rigging that you see, like right there in the camera, that rigging, all for the shows. They were in the middle of the show, and 2 of the performers So 2 of the performers, I think, were way up off the ground, and the automation software threw an error and basically sort of locked up, like it thought something was wrong. So they had to release the whatever the brake is or whatever, and let the performers come back down to the ground, and that was it. But so then, a few minutes after that, or shortly after that, the technicians were like, okay, everything's good to continue. The management was like, No, it's not. They wanted to know what happened. So it was the Vegas show was canceled for the rest of the night. So,
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah, but
well, yeah, you're going to be running behind.
yeah. No, I mean, I'm getting a spinning thing. But
Yeah.
That could be.
Yeah, remember,
Pulling
yeah,
down.
that's you coming down. This is the main thing right here, is keeping green right there. Yeah, so Vegas show was canceled the rest of the night because they wanted to know what happened and didn't want to take a chance, and so they kept saying over and over again, safety, whatever. So that was an interesting little thing. We were talking to one of the crew members and kind of wanted to know, like, hey, what happened today? So tonight is the All for One show or something like that. I can't remember the name, but it's something along those lines. And so that is probably what they're down here rehearsing for. We got footage earlier where the band was down here kind of rehearsing and getting their headphone levels correct. You know. Thankfully, I'm not playing any music right now, which is good. Because a lot of times here at Center Stage, they play like music during the day. So I think because we're here while they're doing rehearsals, we're able to avoid that music that causes YouTube to go nuts.
Even though you're not trying to do anything with that music.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter if YouTube picks it up, they just go out. So where are we going for dinner tonight?
I was going to ask you that earlier. I forgot what we talked about.
Well, we're down to one night left. We only gave the Palm Restaurant one night,
I
which
think we
was
said something about seafood shack, but
we already did that. Actually, you know what we haven't done? Well, we did it for breakfast this morning. We're back there for dinner.
Breakfast.
Yeah, guys, Pig and Anchor.
Oh,
We haven't done that for dinner. We've only seen the breakfast buffet, which was pretty good. So we kind of stumbled across that this morning and gave it a try. It was pretty good. The eggs were, but everything else was top notch.
for dinner.
I was curious about that one for dinner because that's the one where whenever the seas or whenever everything is nice, they do the outdoor buffet. Remember that on deck 8 around the corner on the port side? They have that whole outdoor buffet set up over there.
So for dinner,
I haven't looked at the menu yet. All I remember is the buffet that they set up.
broiled lobster with warm lemon butter is a $20 return.
Where's this at?
Huh?
Where's this at?
Vegan.
Oh, they do the
Probably all of them take the opportunity to do the upgrade. Also, prime rib.
That's a little weird, isn't
Look
it?
at that, $14 for prime rib at Vegan.
Yeah. If Pig and Anchor's a barbecue place, why would you? That doesn't make any sense. I know it's a chance to upsell, like the filet mignon,
So the meats,
or whatever else. But
choose any three: dark white, blue ribbon chicken, 18-hour brisket, smoked pulled pork butt, house cheddar sausage, and St. Louis ribs.
But this is all focusing on barbecue, like it
So
should.
what are you gonna?
Oh, I don't know. I'd have to take a look at that. I might just try to do like traditional barbecue.
Oh, and then there's a daily special. Today is Friday, so smoked short ribs.
What?
Oh, they do have the maple and chili salmon.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's why I asked you about the
Yeah, I
other
can
day.
have that. And then they have the sides. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
I could definitely have some of the sides.
Yeah. See, so I was thinking the sides between the sides and the maple and chili salmon. So choose any three. Yeah. So I don't know. I would probably do something in there, I guess. So I guess we're going to do dinner at Guy's Pig and Anchor. So we only did the breakfast buffet this morning. So there are too many.
Unless we go back to desserts. Bourbon,
Yeah.
banana pie, apple cobbler, and Mississippi mud pie.
Oh, Mississippi mud pie. I've heard of that. There's almost too many options on here. It's kind of that whole thing like oh, well, I didn't get to experience it all on the first cruise, so
Yeah,
let me go back and do another cruise on the Mardi Gras
I don't know how
to
you
catch the
could.
rest of it.
I don't know how you could try everything on one cruise. Because
I don't think you could. I think that's maybe intentional. I mean,
and that's
like,
provided you like everything, right? Like the
Yeah.
sushi place, the bonsai. Where is that?
it's
'Cause that's-
it's over there.
Yeah,
So
but
there's teppanyaki and then bonsai sushi.
oh, okay.
And
The sushi place, is that included and the tabanaki is not, right?
yeah, teppanyaki is not included. That was 30.
I know I said that wrong, so anyone who's listening. I'm looking at it and I'm not saying it.
Well,
right.
the way that they do the sign, it's like cursive and it's hard to read.
Yeah.
I've heard the carnival being on hold for so many times. I've heard the carnival thing like, yeah,
So if we put
Yeah.
this.
yeah. So
Hang on, I'm trying to get it straight. So, do I have the sushi and the?
yeah, let me give you a hand here.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's teppanyaki straight ahead, and then the bonsai sushi's a little bit over there to the left, and then it's right next to the little Effie store back here. The sushi is the one that's open until midnight, right?
Yeah.
And then the teppanyaki, we think, is like $38 per person.
Oh, here we go. Bonsai. Bonsai. Whatever.
Here's a good look at the Carnival hub app, by the way.
Is the 32 per person,
No, 32. Okay.
and then what's the other place called?
That's just sushi something. Oh, bonsai sushi.
And then this is like so the this is how they do a lot of the restaurants, right? This is the one-time 32 surcharge,
Yeah.
and then the bonsai is I'm calling it a la
it's
carte
like a la
pricing.
carte. Yeah, it's like
So
you
fees
pay
apply.
for what you get. Oh, here's the center stage floor, by the way. So you can see they're down here doing their thing.
This thing isn't as delayed today. Look at that.
Yeah. Well, everybody's too busy like partying up on the deck or whatever to bog down the internet. I think I've come to the conclusion that the Wi-Fi on here is like only capable of about maybe 1,500 passengers, right? To like really fully utilize the internet. Yet there were 4,700 passengers on here, we found out today. And the capacity, the full maximum capacity is 6,400 and something.
By the way, they have tea time on here.
They have tea time?
Did you know that? Right here, under Hungry for More. Hungry for More tea time. Flamingo Restaurant, 3 to 4. So
Oh, how about that?
look, tea and some delicious
And see, that's
pastries
probably
and sandwiches.
nice, quiet.
So, if you think about it, 3 to 4, you only got an hour time slot that you can do it. But where you went yesterday to Java Blue to try to get some snacks, and they didn't have, they weren't open, you could, you have to think about
that's
it.
true.
3 to
Delicious
4.
pastries, yeah, that's true.
No, and sandwiches.
Yeah.
So basically, for Hungry from 3 to 4, exactly.
But-
that time, you
but-
can go to Flamingo Restaurant and have tea and a snack.
What if you're hungry specifically for cookies? So
You got to load up when they're open.
because they just list pastries right there. So
So, like I did earlier when we walked after we had our breakfast, no lunch, and we walked by all of those yummy desserts that they have out. That is awesome. The Lido,
those
the
massive
Marketplace.
desserts, yeah. Those
So I
things
mean,
are-
I will say that
yeah, those desserts were like crazy nuts.
huh?
Those desserts were just nuts. I mean,
Yeah.
they were like two-person desserts.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it's here you are.
you don't have to get me in the camera.
Well, they hear you talking, so it's like, there she is.
So today, the Lido Marketplace, that's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
Had actually some interesting looking things that I wish I had on Embarkation Day. If you don't eat meat, but you do eat fish.
Yeah. I
There were
wasn't paying that much attention. The only thing that caught my eye was the mashed potatoes because they looked runny. but it said that they had like a lot of butter. They had butter and sour cream apparently.
Oh, in them.
Yeah. That's why I was saying
That's probably why.
the only way that they would be like that is if there was a lot of butter in there.
So they had some interesting food items in the Lido Marketplace, the buffet. They were still the same items on both sides, right? So ultimately you have 6 or 7 items to choose from?
Yeah. I mean,
as far as food goes.
Yeah.
Then you go down the side, I don't know how to describe it. You have the buffet, the little area, and then you go down just on the other side of it. It's not in the same area. It's kind of like just how would you describe that?
Well, what are you talking about?
The desserts and everything.
Oh, the desserts. Okay, they're in where you cross from one side of the buffet to the other.
The hallway when you cross.
Yeah.
So down there is where the really interesting stuff is because you have a nice salad bar.
Actually, there's 4 salad bars because it was
one on each side.
Yeah, one on each side of
2.
the desserts.
So you have salad bar on each side, and then you have in the middle the desserts, which is interesting. You put the good stuff on the outside and the sweets in the inside.
Yeah.
And in the middle part of those desserts, within the section of the desserts, I don't know if you noticed this, but they have the same thing on each side, right? So that way, and then they meet in the middle.
Yeah.
And so, I want chocolate chip cookies. You can get them over here or over here in that center section.
Well, they probably did that because you think about the number of people that are passing through there
That's
trying to get the...
And
I think that's why they did so many salad stations.
Turn around, on the other side was where the sign says gelato. On left and right of that,
right?
The
cakes.
are the entire cakes, and you ask them for a slice of cake. So, which is cool because you can say, "Give me just a little thin slice,"
and
which is what I did.
And they'll cut it up for you.
So I got a small piece of the German chocolate, which was really good, and then and they had 3, 4, 5, about 6 different cakes to choose from. Cheesecakes, cakes, whatever. And then in the center section,
only 2
is the gelato.
Only 2 flavors. They had tiramisu was one flavor of gelato, and the one next to it was, oh God,
I didn't pay attention.
Coconut maybe or something weird.
And then,
it looks good, but only 2 flavors of gelato.
Is there anything else on that side?
I don't remember.
I don't think there was anything open at lunch.
I recorded a lot of video of
but there was plenty.
So,
I got cookies. Oh, they had these little donut pastry things that were
the cream filled one.
Cream filled.
Yeah. That was good.
To be fair, this is the first day I had some sweets like that. So.
Yeah, we've the buffet, the Lido Marketplace. We've only been through there. We've walked through there a few times. We had lunch there when we first got on the ship on Embarkation Day, and it was all right. The problem is there are too many areas on the Mardi Gras that pull focus away from the buffet up on 16 and the sort of main dining room areas down on 6 and 7. Because there are specialty restaurants all over the place, and there's the street eats out by the pool. There's all these different other areas around the ship, Shacksburg Chicken, Guy's Burger Joint, Pig and Anchor, all these other places that pull away from the buffet. So I think they designed the Lido Marketplace, the buffet, I think that they made it smaller on purpose because they probably figured that people would go to these other places instead, which is what happens. So, uh-oh. I couldn't understand a bit of that. Sorry, they're making an announcement, and it's hard to hear in here because it's kind of noisy.
Why are you saying about that?
They're covering up down there, so I'm wondering what that's about. I guess they're just probably getting ready for tonight. Yeah. Oh, see, like all of the performers that are doing they might be done. Oh, but now they're.
Oh, there's couples still.
Oh, is there? Okay, I can't see the laptops anymore.
Yeah, on the left here, see.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. This laptop screen is kind of small, so it's hard for me to see what's going on. But so I think the buffet is sort of smaller than other cruise lines by design.
Two guys sitting on the bottom floor down there at that table.
Yeah.
So when I was getting my drink, they're over there talking with. See the guy in the blue shirt, the trainer.
It's hard for me to see. Just keep going.
I think he's right there.
Yeah. Anyway.
The two guys were I guess they've talked to that guy before, the crew member.
Yeah.
Crew member
Yeah.
That is here training, and he says something about hanging from my toes or something, like basically come up here and hang from your toes. And the guy was like, well, that'd be the first time or something. And the other guy was like, yeah, for you and for me, because I don't know, they must have been talking before, and then when he walked away, they were talking about, because that one lady, she's down there doing stretches now. She seems to be kind of a lead.
Yeah, she's probably is. I mean, we know from like other things that they have lead performers.
Well, even like a lead trainer, right? Because she seemed to be training others.
Yeah.
But so she was up there. She had just gotten on that hanging one with the pole, whatever.
Yeah.
And she literally, and the one guy was like, "Did you just see what she did?" Because she got up there and like was hanging upside down, and then like took her feet and gradually put them over the bar and let her hands go, and was just hanging there.
I mean, professional performers for a
he's
reason.
like, I would be hurting after that. Actually, when she did that one, that's when he said, and I was thinking the same thing, that actually looked like a nice, comfortable stretch.
So what are they rolling out right here? What those are? Well, they're probably like props for this thing that they're doing tonight, right? So the LED wall that is normally down to where you can't see the ocean, I found out that they're able to tuck one part of the LED wall up into the ceiling, and then the other like 3 parts of it they tuck down into the floor. So that's where it goes basically. Most of it goes down into the floor, and then the last piece goes up, and then it basically goes horizontal and then goes up into the ceiling.
Oh, that's cool.
So
they put them in right where the spotlights are.
Yeah.
Huh.
So if you see
that guy
these,
that's walking away right there, he was sitting when we were sitting for lunch, and when we walked by, he was checking out your camera.
everybody's checking out the camera. So those sections on the floor that are kind of like right there, you see them down there on the floor. Those are the panels that have been turned horizontal, and so what that guy's walking on right there is the back of the panel where it's been flipped so that it goes down into the floor. So that's how they hide it away. So at some point later on, they'll use their automated whatever it is, and they'll bring it up out of the floor and then turn it back vertical, and boom, there's your LED wall again. Well, tonight is some sort of special presentation, whatever it is, all for one or something or other. And there was a bunch of stuff going on last night. We were here. They were doing a Voodoo Moon
show.
And then before that was a Mardi Gras parade, which was kind of cool. We got a lot of footage of that. So I'm going to have all this up on my channel at some point when I get start getting the vlogs posted. Hey, what's up, Tyler? How you doing? Hope everything's good back at Carnival. We're on our way there now. It's 2:30 ship time, and we'll be there. I think we pull in sometime around 6 or 6:30 in the morning. So it doesn't seem like we're going fast enough to get there on time, but stuff is all computer controlled, and so it's smoothed out quite a bit over the last probably 2 hours, because earlier we were really pitching and rolling. When we were at the pool area back on deck 8, when you would stand there and look over the top of the glass at the horizon, you could see the ship just rolling, and you could feel it. And every once in a while, you'd feel the ship doing the left or right thing. And there's still some pretty big waves down there. If you look at the camera kind of through the glass out there, you might see some of the peaks.
Look at that. Is he controlling the lift things? Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's controlling see this?
Nice.
Yeah, he's controlling like that deal up there in the ceiling.
Can you see
in
him
between
on
the lights,
camera?
he's controlling that.
Can you see him on the camera?
No, I'll have to bring it around. He's way down. He's right below the. Grab your drink.
Up a little bit?
Grab your drink. Yeah, he's right down there. So he's down there with like a little remote control thing.
Go up a little bit more.
Yeah, there he is. Yeah, he's down there. So they got some amazing.
He's pulling this one up. So.
Yeah. So they got some amazing technology on here. See the thing going up into the roof?
Now that we know about the LED panels, it's kind of it makes sense. You can't really see the top ones from here, but the bottom ones, where those outlines are on the stage, which you can see on the camera. So those outlines, that's where the panels go into. They become the floor.
Yeah. When he was describing that earlier,
That's cool.
I'm like, it was taking me a second to try to visualize like what he's talking about, because the way he was describing it, I'm like, really? They go down into the floor, or they become the ceiling, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, they
now
go down, go up, and then they turn horizontal.
Tyler, how's the weather over there at Carnival?
When was it that they got stuck? Was that last night?
When they got stuck? That was Wednesday night.
Wednesday.
Oh, DJ Clark. If it's the guy, because there's actually a guy and a girl.
Is it? Yeah, is DJ Clark a girl or a guy? Because I
think it's the guy. If it's the guy, he's pretty good. If it's the girl, geez.
Okay, I don't know that it's her or if it's what she's supposed to be playing. Okay, I see where you're going though. The mixing capabilities.
Yeah,
if you're talking about
that's what Tyler's getting at.
Okay.
Because he's wanting to know what's the verdict.
Even I wasn't I'm not a former DJ, but even I was like, okay,
it's train wreck city. It's basically the idea of like, let's just take any crew member on board and stick them in front of a mixing board and okay, go play some music.
It's also got a tough audience, to be fair.
I disagree with that. You have a professional DJ with years of experience that know exactly what to do, and exactly what to play and how to play it. That's the difference. But yeah,
I don't know, the fact that there was like 4 security inside of the club.
That's pretty standard.
I know.
DJ Clark's, whatever his name is.
He is the guy. Okay.
Yeah, he's good. He's
Where
good.
have we seen him?
Well, when we did the sail away from San Juan, he was the one who was out there by the pool.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah. And he was actually beat mixing on beat.
Yeah.
On kick. Everything was good. And he's got some good kind of people skills and microphone skills too.
Yes.
So yeah, he was good.
And it doesn't hurt that I liked what he was playing.
Yeah. And the weird thing is, when we went into Limelight. Limelight.
Such a weird setup.
The other night, it's a weird place. We went into there the other night after 11:30 or whatever time it was when they were supposed to be doing, night clubbing stuff the rest of the night. I was expecting to find him in there, and this lady's in there, and she's probably like, I'm gonna guess mid-20s, late 20s, but
this video
in over her head. Oh, so we've recorded so much footage. I'm actually still, I still have a little bit to record. I got to record all of Deck 6 for the tour. Let's see, I've even got my my deal here. So I got to record Deck 6 for the tour. There's a weird little area down on Deck 5 where I think the chef's table is, according if you look at the map, and I'm going to see if I can get in there to get some footage if I can figure out how to get to it. And then there's in the center of the ship, midship Deck 4, in the interior of the ship where ordinarily would be staterooms, they have an area in there for like the small kids in like a nursery or something. It seems like a strange place, but I'm going to go down to Deck 4 and see if I get a little footage, probably just from the hallway of like, I don't know. I'll check it out. So, but Deck 6 is really the only thing I have left to sort of record for the ship tour. So, I like that he plays the soca stuff on the Lido most afternoons. Yeah, he was doing pretty good with that.
What does soca mean?
You'd have to Google it for the exact sort of terminology. It's one of those I know it when I hear it, and I have some in my library from years ago. No. Funny thing is, they really
kind of wanted to go on the boat, but
they only really seemed to get the boat up and running, like really up and running, yesterday afternoon at Grand Turk. So when
I heard somebody say that they were waiting for it to get in port to do some work on it.
Yeah.
And so apparently they did that work, and then they opened it up so that by the time we got back from our tour, like at 2 or something, it was running.
Oh, they were running that thing all afternoon yesterday. I was up on 17 in the back.
But when it's very windy, when it's raining, whatnot, it's always closed, which was the first couple of days.
Yeah, the first day at sea, I think.
I mean, I get it.
It was so windy and so poor conditions that not only could they not run the bolt, they couldn't even do the ropesters.
See, I think this is the moment when they had an issue with
those two? Oh, yeah, that's right, because they wanted to make sure they could get down from the martini glass.
They basically were sitting... Oh, that's a martini glass. Okay. Yeah, so they were sitting up there.
Oh, so they weren't stuck in the air. They just couldn't lift it.
Yes. And so they were like sitting up there until they finally did the manual sort of lift them up and gently put them down.
So I think we were both recording when that happened.
I don't know if you can show this on the... I don't know if you can see it on the camera. I can't see where...
Hang on. Yeah, it's too... You'd have to bring it a lot closer. And they're not really with the glare.
Yeah, so they were kind of sitting on that... Whoops, other way.
Yeah, they're not really going to be able to see it. We got footage of it though. They were doing the Vegas show the other night, and they had a technical issue where the automation system that brings them up and down on the rigging.
I think what happened is they were up there, and when the lights were still out, they went to go lift them up off of that.
Yeah, that system right there that controls that deal that comes down out of the ceiling.
It wasn't lifting them automatically, and the technical guy said, we got it working, and we were fine to move forward, but management was like, no.
Well, remember, because it threw an error.
Yeah.
It threw like some kind of an error that something was wrong.
Which makes sense. Safety first.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're getting all the decorations. They got the elephant over there. They got the dragon over here. They're getting all the things set up for the show tonight. Which, by the way, here's a tip. as far as entertainment goes on this ship, it's fantastic. But you better be here 2 hours before if you're going to center stage, because you will not get a seat. You will be standing for the whole show.
Yes, that is true. That is very, very true.
Because if you think about it,
It becomes
some of
standing
these
room only.
shows, they repeat some of them, like at, say, 7:30 and 9:30, or 8:30 and 9:30, something like that. They're about a half an hour long, most of them. So it's not bad if you have to stay in. But, yeah, and there's a lot of seating. I mean, I think we've taken this camera before and kind of shown.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of seating, but...
Tyler says I was on Oasis a few years ago, and during the Come Fly With Me, the airplane show, they had some wire problems and they had to restart the entire show.
Wow.
Yeah, this was the opposite. They were like, okay, we're done. And then they thought they were going to take a break for 10, 15 minutes to go check everything out. And then
We went to Family Feud.
Well, remember, before that, cruise director came out here and made the announcement that, sorry, folks, it's done for the night.
Yes. Well, that's when the tech guy said, management said, no.
Well, I don't blame them, because when that happens, because it threw an error that something was wrong, and they had to manually release the cable so they could get them back down. And,
And then we went to Family Feud. That was funny. That was cool. And at the end of that, it was already past the time when the second show was going to happen, but he basically came out and said they were not moving, they were not going to have the second show.
Well, because by the start of Family Feud, they pretty much knew that they weren't doing the show the rest of the night. The Vegas show was done for the night. They needed time to really check everything out and make sure it was good. So, because they kept harping on safety first, and some of them they mean it. So,
Ooh, liquor power hour sale. Only they don't have my Woodford Reserve.
liquor power hour. Huh? So it's the last day on the ship, and it really feels like everybody's, I don't know, like if they were, it just feels like everybody's out doing stuff. Yes, the Flying Scotsman is our cruise director. He is very, very good.
Yeah.
He's very good.
It's interesting how sometimes you hear the accent and sometimes you do not.
The dude can sing.
Yeah.
He's
So talented.
yeah. If I could have a cruise director that talented on each one of the cruises, regardless of the cruise line, although Virgin Voyages doesn't do a cruise director.
All right, let's see if I can book a
So,
ticket.
other than them.
See if I can book a ticket for the rocket. The bolt. Rocket? Bolt?
Yeah, the Bolt.
No. Continue.
She's going to try to do the Bolt here.
Look at that.
Day 7. Oh, that was yesterday. Today's day 8.
No, today's day 7.
No, today's the last day of the cruise. Tomorrow morning, we're back in the canal. To go to day 8. Today's day 8.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Are you not believing me? I just did it. It's 7.
All right, whatever.
Yeah, nothing. I figured.
Now,
Couldn't find any attractions.
What about tomorrow?
Tomorrow? They're not going to let you book on the...
So why is it even on the thing?
I have
It's
no
like,
idea.
I'm just go to the last day of the thing. They have tomorrow listed, even though it's embarkation.
Could be if you're doing a back-to-back.
This is the last contract for Carnival. After this, I think he's leaving the company. Really?
Wow.
Oh, now keep going. Why is he leaving? Do you have any details on that?
How many new cruise directors Carnival is having to get? A lot of the good ones are leaving. Are they going to other cruise lines?
Yeah, I wonder what the dealio is there.
It's funny because we have had conversations where crew are around and probably hearing our conversations where we're doing our comparisons with Royal. And we're like, on Royal, this is much better, or whatever. I mean, it's hard to do the comparison because they're different niche. They both have different,
Yeah.
they're different attractions for different people.
Oh, here you go. Look, check it out.
Ooh, sweet.
There are the upper panels coming down. You recording? Good. There's your LED wall.
So there are 4 of them.
Yeah, remember I told you 3 in the floor and 1 in the ceiling.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
So 3 in the floor came up and 1 came down?
Yeah. I was trying to describe that earlier, that was the only way they could do it. There wasn't enough room to put more than 1 up in the ceiling.
That's
Here's your LED wall, and then they'll slowly bring them down and bring them together. And that's it. That's a pretty cool setup.
That's cool. So then they bring them together?
Yeah, they'll bring them together here in a
Oh,
second.
yeah. Wait,
So the ones on the bottom, they'll drop them down to the floor.
Look, they're bringing them all up. Right? They're moving, right?
Yeah, they're moving. Well, that's because they want to be able to move around down at the bottom.
Okay, so they're pushing them all up.
Yeah, and then see how they bring them together to form one.
That's cool.
Yep. It's a pretty neat system. Man, talk about lucky timing.
Yeah.
Just happened to be here, right?
Tonight? You guys filming tonight? Or
Tonight?
are you filming the show?
We're just doing a live stream right now.
Oh, okay. I'm just
Oh,
curious.
coming back down. That's cool. So they're just like testing it out. Now, what would be really cool is if they actually put them away now.
Yeah, maybe. They might be putting them through the paces.
So wait a minute. There's a part that has to open up when they do go down, right? I did not see when they first started.
What do you mean a part that has to open up? Like, rephrase?
Because 3 of the bottom go down.
Yeah.
So does each of those squares in the floor open up basically?
No,
them to go
there's
down?
another piece down there. You see, that comes up from the bottom. There's another layer that comes up when all 3 of these are up out of the floor. There's another so that they can walk on it. See it down there? See where he's standing? About
Okay,
2 feet,
they're-
2 feet
so
to his
look,
right.
They're putting the top layer up.
Sorry. We're just trying to figure out how this floor plate works.
So they just put the top layer. And these 3 panels go down.
Yeah. Did you see that? The flooring right next to his, like 2 feet to his right? That
Yeah.
whole set, that's another one of the panels that becomes the floor when all 3 of these are up. That way they don't fall down into some sort of hole down there.
Ooh, my phone's having a hard time focusing on these panels. Well, because I'm behind the glass.
This is a pretty cool setup, that's for sure. Definitely have to give them credit for this. Let's see what focused on here. Yeah, they're definitely, the performers are done with their auditions, I think. So there's kind of like right in the center of the stage. I'm surprised that the Wi-Fi is behaving as well as it is. I'm still trying to figure out what the deal is with the Wi-Fi. Why it sometimes behaves for certain things and other things not so much. So yeah, anybody got any questions, comments, suggestions? Oh. They're probably down there controlling that with like little laptops.
He
or
was
whatever.
just using that little control.
Yeah, that little, yeah. They definitely take their entertainment seriously on here, that's for sure. Oh, here comes the drum kit. Oh, so they had it tucked away down in the corner down there. Okay, so let me show you this. So down here, the drum kit was back behind that curtain right there. Can we?
Well, that's the tech guy that was up in that room. Right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the one that we were talking to, he was one of the guys. That's him right there, actually. Yeah, that guy was super nice.
Oh, he hasn't replied about.
No, not yet. I don't want to put it up so keep worrying I'm going to hit it and knock it over. There we go. Oh, it would be cool if the band comes out and does a little bit more rehearsing. They were doing some rehearsing earlier. That was
I
pretty
wonder if
neat.
they're going to put the screens back away. Or if they're going to leave them.
No, they're probably down. Because it's already, 3 o'clock? My guess would be that they're down for the rest of the time here.
Man, I wanted to see them go back down. I'm going to have to rewatch the live stream because you would have caught the whole thing of them.
Yeah,
coming
pretty
out.
much. Good timing.
Yeah, I don't think I caught it from the beginning.
Man, that feels like a very small...
Yeah, like this is where I caught it.
Yeah. That's a very small drum riser. Look how tight and compact that is. I don't know I guess they end up spreading that out more. I mean, you can't really play. That's probably just for storage purposes.
So when they were coming up off the floor, is there a part that raises up down here? Like I see.
Yeah, like there's you kind of see it. Well, it's dark. Play it. So right there, see, there's an opening. Stop. The line's kind of in the way. But see, there's another panel coming up below that one, and the one coming up becomes the floor, and that's what you see right down there. So basically, four layers, and the top three come up and become.
Got it. And the last layer is the actual floor.
Yeah, is the floor. Yeah.
And then I didn't catch when the one came down from the top. Oh, I guess that's no. Yeah, that must be the one that came down from the top. And three come up from the floor.
Because the one that's down from the top, it just has to lower enough to be able to turn from horizontal to vertical.
Yeah.
And then it just slides down the rest of the way.
And then they basically move them all to be flush against each other.
Yeah. We're spending way too much time on this whole thing, but it's
cool.
It's cool to see it. Yeah. This is the how the cake is made kind of thing, with how some of this stuff works.
You almost think though that they would not leave them down, so that just like on Ovation of the Seas, where you get that view of the water during the day. But didn't Ovation also?
Well,
have,
I mean, think about it. It's 3 o'clock now. They
Didn't Ovation
had
also
them up
have
most of the day.
shows during the day.
No.
They didn't. They didn't have anything happen.
They didn't have shows. They had
but you
bingo.
could dine there too.
You could dine there because
Yeah.
Cafe 27 was right next to it. So you could dine there. They had bingo.
I
they
like
had,
on Ovation where you, like I was saying earlier, you could walk behind those. And I don't think it did. Did they move up and down just like on here, or was it it was in place the whole time?
It was not in place the whole time
So it must
because
have-
you'd be able to see the ocean when they had them out of the way.
Oh, yeah,
I
true.
think they raised them up. I don't know if they did them. We never found out.
But I like how you can walk. Like here, you would be walking along the back wall.
Yeah.
I mean, against the glass, you're literally walking along.
Yeah, it was cool on Ovation in the quantum class that has 270 because you can be right there at the back of the ship, and when the panels are out of the way to where you can see the wake view because you're at the back of the ship on those quantum class ships, you can look out and see the wake view, and you can get right there up against the glass and
Yeah.
So that is a kind of a cool feature.
So you can see the dragon. Because the dragon is over here.
What is that thing there?
It's an elephant.
Oh, it's an elephant? Okay. I saw that earlier when we were down on deck 6.
Like a
and
giant stuffed elephant.
I couldn't figure out what that was.
Part of the show. I'll let you set that back up. And then these things look like the world. I guess United as one is the name of the show.
Yeah.
So these look like little globes, like continents or something.
They're probably going to keep building them, putting them together.
Okay, what was the family food question? Name a continent?
Oh, yeah. Antarctica was her answer.
She got 0 for it.
Yeah. The funny thing is when she gave that as an answer, I couldn't remember if that was actually one of the continents.
I couldn't either.
I thought it was.
It is.
Yeah,
but
so why did she get 0?
Because remember how Family Feud works.
No, I don't know.
He starts saying, we surveyed, blah, blah, blah. These are
So
the
that
top
means
answers.
so the people they survey don't know what continents are coming.
No, it's not. That's not the case. Basically, the points that you get is based on the responses that they got and what level they're at. And Africa happened to be the first one that people
That's what I'm
answered.
talking about. Oh.
Africa was one of the first ones, and then they didn't tell you the rest of the answers, but like, where did North America fall? Where did, Europe, whatever, like,
yeah. That's right, because the first one, she gave...
Because remember, it's survey says.
I know. Because the first one gave Europe, and she only got a couple points for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I literally had to Google it afterwards. I was
they
what
were
are the 7
several
continents?
times they were like, please don't shout.
And see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's what it is. They're basically got one of these globes per continent. So Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe, and Australia. There's your lesson for the day, kids. As if anyone needed it besides me. Whatever.
All right.
Yeah.
I think it's...
Whoa. They're testing. What was that?
That's... they got an air compressor down there? Yeah. I saw that the other day. They used that for something. I'm not sure what.
For some tools.
Yeah. A little portable air compressor down there. All right. I think we're going to call it here. We've got some more stuff to do before dinner and everything tonight. So thanks so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe with the notification bell on. I will have lots and lots of footage from this cruise.
And what are we, February 19th tomorrow?
Yeah.
So March, April, May.
May 15th.
3 months to the next cruise.
Yep. Harmony of the Seas. So, but for the Mardi Gras.
Can't wait to be back on
Yeah.
Royal.
For Mardi Gras, I will have ship tour, tons and tons of vlogs, cruise review.
It was a good cruise.
Cruise review, yeah. I've been using my my little app on here to record voice memos while I go around the ship and sort of make notes for my cruise review video that I'll be putting together once we get back home. So we're back in Carnival tomorrow morning. So I will be back live this coming Wednesday night for the Wednesday Night Live, 8 o'clock Eastern, in the home office in Orlando, Florida. So see you then. Be sure to give us a like on YouTube. Let them know that you like what we're doing, and hope you enjoyed the show. See you back Wednesday night for Wednesday Night Live at 8 o'clock Eastern. And take care.